time here, then welcome. I hope you find this video and this channel super useful, and if you do, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. In today's lesson, you're going to learn how to pick up your tenor horn and how to hold it like a pro. So make sure we don't dent it or scratch it. So whether you're practicing at home, something you do a lot of, right? Or tootling along in band, perhaps you're in your lesson with your teacher. At some point, you're going to be putting your tenor horn down. So how do we do it without scratching it and denting it? The best place to put your horn is definitely in its case. It doesn't have to be pink, but it definitely helps. That's because it's pretty much like its little home. It's all tucked up, nice and cozy. This is because it's molded to your instrument, so it's going to keep it safe from people tripping over it or stepping on it. So if you absolutely have to put your tenor horn on the floor, this is my #1 tip that you have to always do. Make sure that when you put your tenor horn on the floor, first of all, that there's a towel or a soft cloth, so the horn is not right next to the floor where it could get scratched with all the grit or mud on the floor. Don't know whether there'd be mud on your floor. And my second tip is that you always face the valves on the top. So you never put your horn down the other way, so the valves are right next to the floor. This is because, apart from the fact that if you put your valves right next to the floor, they are much more likely to get scratched and bent, and we don't want to have to get our valves fixed, do we? And the other reason is that if you put it the other way round with the valves on the floor, it won't sit straight. It will keep moving around, which makes it unstable. So why do I need to know how to pick up the tenor horn? Isn't it super simple? Well, actually, there's a common mistake which a lot of beginners make. That if you pick your tenor horn up like this, because the slides move really easily, especially this big one at the bottom, the tuning slide, if you pick it up using your tuning slide, your horn's going to slide away from you and make an expensive bang on the floor. So to avoid this nightmare, follow my super simple tips. So now we know where to rest our tenor horn in between lessons or when we're practicing, but how do we pick it up without dropping it? So firstly, you'll need to take your left hand and put it around the valve barrel here. So that's the 3 valves here. We're going to take our left hand and put it right round in a secure grip. And you'll see that my thumb is on the other side here. So making sure that that's a really strong grip around the valve barrel here. With your right hand, you'll want to put that around this pipe here. This pipe does not move, unlike our tuning slide here. This will not move. This is a really secure way to pick up your tenor horn. It's not going to fall out of your hands because you've got it securely with 2 hands. If you're feeling super strong or you're not an itsy bitsy beginner, then you can pick it up with just 1 hand, just your left hand like this. Okay? But if you're feeling at all unsure of this, always pick it up with 2 hands, and then you definitely won't drop it. It will be super safe and you can keep your horn dent free. So now we know safe places to put our tenor horn, how to pick it up without dropping it. So how do we hold the thing? So unlike our sister instrument, the French horn, holding this one is a little bit more simple. So we go from the pickup position, so you have your left hand around the valve barrel like this, with your thumb on the other side. You can see my thumb in there. And when that's feeling nice and secure, we take our right hand and we take 3 fingers, put them on the 3 valves here, and I just rest my thumb underneath this pipe here. If you have a bassin, which is my tenor horn, then you will have the pipe under here. If you have a more beginner or entry instrument, like a Jupiter, then this pipe here will actually be over the top of your valves. But it doesn't make a difference whether you've got a bassin or a Jupiter. You will be putting your hands in the same position. So your hand positions should look like this. Top tip is to make sure that all the weight is in your left hand. You want this right hand to be nice and nimble on the valves so it doesn't cause any aches or pains, and your fingers are free to move at lightning speed. So here are some beginner tips to great posture. Number 1, always sit or stand straight. Now this just isn't your teacher being a bit mean, making you sit up straight. It's because when you stand or sit up straight, your diaphragm is nicely straight and you're going to breathe a lot easier. The easier we breathe, the more air we put into this thing. And the more air we put into this thing, the better it will sound. It's a no-brainer. Whether you're sitting or standing, keep that straight position and bring the horn up to your face. You'd be surprised of how many beginners I see hunched like this and kind of resting the tenor horn on their stomach. This is going to give you backache and mean that you're not going to be able to put as much air into the instrument as possible. So, thank you for watching this brass teacher video today. I hope you found it really helpful, and if you did, I would love it if you could give it a big thumbs up. So whether you're a beginner or looking to improve your technique, make sure you hit subscribe to stay up to date with all my horn lessons on the brass teacher.